Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Mm. Mm.
Wow. That
Mm.
got
Mm.
democracy now. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
We'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new
gangsta.
baby.
And if you don't know,
Now you know.
Now you know.
So when we say baby, okay, so you remember the twins, Terrence, they were like went to BCC. It was three of them. Jonathan, I think their name was, and they did like this rap, and it was like they twins. One was a doctor. Like they all was like,
like I'm twin,
yeah,
and I win.
And then they be like, and
strong
then
black men,
yeah. Come in, baby.
Okay.
We say that, like I think of that, and I follow one of them.
Okay, and I saw recently that they've graduated and like
they doctors got they married. I know the one that I follow because one of them I can't find.
Okay,
right,
okay.
But Jonathan just kind of doing the research behind it a little bit. Like he's a professor, like at a college, the red one.
Okay.
The other brother, I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but the one that I follow, it did get his doctorate, married, got a baby.
Okay.
And so
like doing the thing.
Yeah. So
strong black men.
Yeah. My name is Terrence.
Yeah. No, that was a good one. That was absolutely a good one. So before we go too far, we want to let y'all know that the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is an independently produced program. The views, opinions, statements expressed by hosts, guests, or callers are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, positions, or policies of Carafesta Radio. 99 Gems is ownership, management, affiliates, sponsors, or partners. And so, just know that it's us and not them. And we here for it. And so it is What's on Your Mind Wednesday. So feel free to join the conversation. Give us a call or put your questions or comments in the chat. And we're going to talk about the things. You can give us a call at 727-637-2416. Again, we want to hear from you. 727-637-2416. Let us know what's on your mind. Also, y'all keep your alert and stay woke. Save the date. Stephanie A. Wynn, the founder of the Stephanie A. Wynn Foundation, is hosting the 4th annual Let's Talk About IBD Health Symposium. That's happening on Saturday, March the 28th at 10 a.m. in St. Pete. You can actually find out more about it by going to the Stephanie A. Wynn Foundation.org. And it's an event that's focused on advancing health equity, patient education for individuals living with Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, also known as IBD. So make sure that y'all check her out. And then we want to let you know, last night we had an amazing neighborhood association meeting. Great meeting, lots of energy and excitement as we prepare for the block party, and lots of great information that was being shared with the community. And so we're going to be putting that out. I don't know why my computer tripping. But we're going to be putting out lots of things that we're going to be sharing coming out of last night's meeting. But we want to invite you all to join us for the Childs Park Community Block Party. It's a fun evening where neighbors will come together and connect, build relationships, and strengthen our community. This event is a part of the Childs Park Quality of Life Initiative and the Neighborhood Resilience Collective Activation, which focuses on bringing residents together, building stronger neighborhoods through community engagement and collaboration. We're going to have a good time. Free food and refreshments, music and family-friendly games, community resources, opportunities to meet your neighbors, and volunteer and leadership opportunities as well. So we're doing it on Friday the 27th, this month. Friday after next. That's how they say it sometimes. So it's the Friday after next. And it's between Scranton Street and 16th Avenue. So pull up on me. Pull up on me. Also, if you're looking for something fun and creative to do in May, the Pinellas Diaspora Arts Project is hosting the 4th Tampa Bay Chalk Festival on the Deuces. That's happening May 2nd, right here in St. Pete. They're turning the sidewalks along 22nd Street South and 7th, between 7th and 9th Avenue into a colorful outdoor gallery. And the best part is anybody can participate. Like you don't have to have, any certain skill sets. So whether you're a professional artist or a beginner, or you just want to bring the kids out and draw on the streets and have a good time, you can be a part of it. So that'll be May 2nd. Come out, bring the family, bring your creativity, and be a part of the Tampa Bay Chalk Festival on the Deuces. You can also register as an artist if you like do that for real. Like that's what you really do. You can go to PinellasDAP.org. PinellasDAP.org. Would you rather, Q?
Oh yeah, would you rather? Go ahead.
So, would you rather? The Would You Rather segment is brought to you by Jerish Martin LLC. So, whether you're looking for high quality entertainment curation and top tier stage event management, look no further than Jerish Martin. Jerish Martin offers professional entertainment consulting, artist coordination, and event management services to bring your next event to life, ensuring a seamless, exciting experience for your audience. Would you rather? This one's kind of cool.
Go ahead.
It actually speaks to how we grew up too, right?
So Lord,
a little bit. So,
okay.
Would you rather fight to improve your the neighborhood you grew up in, or move somewhere easier and leave the struggle behind?
I'm going with Alex. That's pretty easy.
You think so?
I mean, some people, but some people, it depends on like how bad it was,
how you grew up,
how you grew
what
up.
the message was in the household.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably stay.
Okay.
And even if I move, this is kind of like
I'm gonna stay, but even if I go,
I will always come back and help out.
Okay. So what y'all think? Put it in the chat. Would you rather fight to improve the neighborhood you grew up in, or move somewhere easier and leave the struggle behind?
What are you doing? I know
I'm gonna stay and fight.
Because that's what you already do.
Yeah, that's what I'm staying and fighting.
Yeah.
But it was a school. I mean, it was kind of orientation. Like growing up, I remember the message was like,
get a job,
get out of here.
Get a job so you can have a better life.
You can get out of here. Like move up out the hood. Go do something, but don't stay here. Like you gotta, like I don't remember people saying, once you graduate, you're gonna become a part of the community and fight to make it better. Like I don't remember that as a narrative. I remember do what you gotta do to leave.
So, the misconception for me, I would say that you have to uproot, go somewhere else to build this life that you want.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. Not saying that a new environment don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you have the same mindset that you had when you're here, if you take it somewhere else, you're going to end up being in the same space that you were that you are there.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
That's
so like I remember when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, when I get grown, I'm up, I'm out of here.
Yeah, leaving, I'm gone. Yeah. Leaving St. Pete?
Yes, leaving St. Pete. Boom, boom,
Did you have a destination?
No.
Was it Atlanta?
At one point, it was Atlanta, but no. But then I thought I wanted to move in Philly.
Okay.
Right. My cousin Ricky went to college in Philly, and then I met a lot of connects in Philly. And then when remember the first time I was in Philly, I was at the hotel and I was like up high and looking at it, and I see the people running down the streets and the man with the boom box walking, and everybody just kind of minding their own business.
Right.
And I was like, this is where I want to be. And culturally, it just felt like it just embraced who I was.
Okay.
I went up there January 11th. 22 years ago.
Okay.
And I said, if I make it this week, I'm packing up me and my baby.
I'm not coming back. You gonna stay there?
Yeah, I'm packing up me and my baby. Gonna go.
Okay.
Went there, started snowing. I thought it was amazing.
Okay.
Went out there, played in the snow, did all this other stuff. Next day, woke up.
Yeah.
Had to walk the streets. It was slush. It was nasty. I was slipping. I was sliding. I came back so sick. I said, yeah, you know what?
Maybe not.
No, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
And then the more I traveled, it made me realize that I live in paradise.
Okay, yeah.
Like, like I'm a beach girl, but then I'm like, I have the beach here.
Right.
Like,
I don't have to go nowhere to enjoy the beach. Yeah.
And people don't realize, because we live here, we don't realize like a lot of places don't get to see the sunset and the sunrise in the same day.
Yeah.
You either get one or the other.
True. If you get either.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. People don't get to see that. How beautiful and how lucky and blessed we are to be able to do that.
True. That's right. All right. So Chevette says both. Would you rather is what we call it. However, it depends where you're from and who's fighting with you. I think that makes a difference too.
Almost everywhere I lived. So I've lived a couple of places in St. Pete, right?
Okay.
Our family house on 16th Street is still there.
Okay.
The house that I basically raised Qiana in, my mom's still there.
Yeah.
The house that we had prior to that, we rent out.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, rooted and grounded. Yeah. So fight to improve. Put it in the chat. Let us know, y'all. What would you do? Would you rather fight to improve the neighborhood you grew up in, or move somewhere easier and leave the struggle behind? Again, I remember just, especially a lot of that athlete talk. Make it to the league and become a star or whatever you was gonna do, and get out of St. Pete. That was the narrative that was told. So I thought this was an interesting would you rather.
And you see all the people that's trying to get in St. Pete.
True. That's true. All right. So thank you for that one. I saw that Desmond Meade from the Florida Rights Restoration Coalition is actually stepping down. Not sure how I feel about that, because I don't know what's going on with him and what's next. But of course, there's always something next for somebody that's, doing the work that he's done. So for those who don't know, Desmond Meade is one of the most influential voting rights leaders in Florida for over the past decade. And he has announced that he will be stepping down as the executive director of the Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. Desmond Meade actually helped to transform the organization into a national force for criminal justice reform and voting rights, particularly throughout the campaign that led to Florida's 2018 Amendment 4. This is a constitutional amendment that restored voting rights for more than 1.4 million Floridians with past felony convictions who had completed their sentences. And we did a lot of work on that, too.
We really did. We marched the streets. We got it on the ballot.
And we did from the soup to the nuts, as they said. We started with the petition first. And then after the petition, like clearing it, getting the ballot language, and then getting it on the ballot. And then after it got on the ballot, making sure that people knew about it. And
then afterwards, because when it got on the ballot, it was passed, and DeSantis came in there and changed it.
They did what they do.
Then we went in, told people hey, don't worry about what they, and we got a solution for this. We'll help you pay your fines and fees. Send them to FRCC. We had a whole setup. It was like a trap. Come on in, sign up. Somebody's gonna call you.
That was a great season.
That really was.
We had some good times in that work. We were doing a lot. I remember around that time too. It was like voter registration. We were doing census. We were doing
everything.
All the things. We got some.
Because and the funny part, I worked. So at that point, it was just. I had 3 political jobs, plus I worked for the census. We had everybody doing census. That was amazing. That was I think we might have been doing eviction diversion too at that time. So we were doing census, eviction diversion, feeding people. And at that time, y'all were at
Florida Rising
and before that,
RC.
before 16th Street.
Oh yeah, that was 2019.
Okay.
19 Perk.
Yeah.
Did a little bit over there. And So Florida Rights Restoration Coalition, just some other key facts about some of the impact of Desmond Meade. He was the leader of the voting rights. He was the face of this grassroots campaign for Amendment 4, which passed with about 65% of the vote in 2018. The measure became one of the largest expansions of voting rights in the United States in decades. His personal story was that he was once himself homeless and formerly incarcerated, and it shaped the advocacy for those who became known as returning citizens. That was another part of it, going from ex-felons to returning citizens. And I remember in the early days, right, when we were workshopping the language, right, we were doing this just to show you the intentionality. Good morning, Miss Teresa. The intentionality of it, I remember when we started changing the language of how we did it, because in the early days of the campaign, we were saying, it was like a right and people deserved the right to vote and all of that, but it just wasn't resonating with certain demographics. And so I remember doing workshops and focus groups, and then we landed on second chances. And so that's when it became like we believe in second chances, and so that second chance narrative. But I remember the whole journey of like we served our time, we deserved the right, and then we would make calls, and again, certain demographics were like, it's not a right, it's a privilege, and it's like, oh, okay,
but until they see, but you know what?
But then it's like we believe in second chances,
and then when they hear because they have. They feel like they're privileged and that they should automatically get it. So when you say
it's a privilege for others, but not for them,
right? So when you say second chance, because everybody, even though we know the incarceration rate is not equal by far, but every family has somebody that has dealt with the law in some form or fashion. And when you think of your child that's been locked up and now got a felony that cannot vote,
And when we started doing it again, when you think felons, because of the way that this system has been designed, you automatically think black people. But when we were doing that campaign, man, I met some felons who, if you saw them in the street, you wouldn't know. It was like Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. And you would think that Snoop Dogg was the convicted felon.
Yeah, but no,
when really it was Martha Stewart.
Because their crimes are different.
But she was the felon and he wasn't. How about that? And so with me, he said he plans to step away from after more than a decade of leadership to spend more time with his family and to move into a new chapter of his life. His departure, they're saying, it actually raises questions about who's going to lead the organization next and how the movement will continue its advocacy moving forward. And so shout out to Desmond Meade, man. Thank you for your service and what you've done for voting rights in the state.
Pulled up on the bus, remember
I remember when they
and the trop and all. We good times.
Oh yeah, good times. So this Florida DEI ban is moving forward. It's actually continuing. Oh, and I wanted to say this too, Miss Teresa. Thank you, because Miss Teresa also helped us do phone banking. Miss Geneva Gibbs was doing some canvassing, and so like we had like all hands on deck, and so I saw the good morning, Miss Teresa. It's not lost on me, and her reason for doing what she was doing was very personal. And so I appreciate that because
and she told her story on here, so it
was very personal, and she was locked in, like she was doing all the things. She was like on every set, spreading the word, like really, really like locked in and helped to make that movement work here in St. Pete. So thank you, and to all of those who helped us as we were doing that. I appreciate your service and your participation. So what's next? There's a major move happening in Tallahassee that we already know, that we've heard about, but it's actually moving forward, and it could directly impact cities like St. Pete, of course. So lawmakers are pushing policies that would limit or ban local DEI programs. And the big question is, what happens to programs that are designed to help people who clearly need it the most? And so what the policy is about, in simple terms, the state is saying that local governments should not create programs that specifically target certain groups of people based on race or gender, etc. Instead, the push towards treating everyone the same and removing programs that are seen as giving special advantages.
So go ahead.
No.
Finish. Because at this point, should we just eliminate everything? Like, okay, so if you're saying that because everybody don't celebrate Christmas. Like, so when you open this can of worms, because there's a group of people that don't celebrate Christmas. So do we now end the Christmas parade? But no, you don't see that as special privilege or singling out because you feel like the masses are Christian. Right? But no, you have...
They just did the St. Patty's Day. I wonder if the Pad Fest is going to be...
But those are the things that you're thinking about. Like, Easter, everybody... So do we eliminate... and that will be my rebuttal. Like, so are we eliminating everything?
Well... equity and I guess inclusion. This kind of goes back to Professor Max post the other day, was how they've made like their things the standard. and normal.
Yeah, but
And
your
then
argument,
anything that's not their thing is not normal.
but that's the argument now. Since they can flip it, we can flip it too.
Are they flipping it back? Because that's what
Right.
happened.
No,
that's
but
how
now
we
we
got
flip
these
it.
programs, because we flipped it, and now they
No,
flipping
and they
it back.
flip, and now we flip it back. So okay, you want to take ours, we need to take yours too, because we want to be equal. So like,
That's
if
what
we
they
can't
said you
have,
already did. They said when you flipped it, you took theirs, and now they're taking it back.
now we're gonna flip it back.
Carla, we're talking about this
Coach G,
DEI.
go ahead, talk.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Let me tell you something. One of the things that I think we need to do is go study how apartheid came apart in South Africa.
Okay.
Because what happened was the white people, when they started giving the black people freedom and advantage, the white people went to the bottom, and they didn't like the bottom.
Okay.
They were like, wait a minute. Why is this happening? So the understanding of how cycles change.
Okay.
And so if DEI is going to go away, which we know people that didn't look like us got great advantage from it, then we need to look at how we can be empowered within our own communities to create things that are ours. So since you're not interested in giving us the opportunity, let's plug back into ourselves. I think it's an incentive for us to plug back into ourselves. It's an incentive for us to turn back at each other and say, well, they ain't going to give us reparations. They ain't going to give us this. They just ain't.
Yeah.
So how about we plug back into ourselves? That's my message around that whole. Forget about it. Forget about it.
Thank you so much. Yeah. That's Elijah Muhammad's message too. He said, "Do for self or suffer the consequences." So Sharonda says, "But why we need them to make our decisions on what we celebrate?" So we don't. So here's the thing: it's bigger than celebrations. Celebrations is just a part of it, right? Yeah. And so what some of the impact is, like affordable housing, for example. So programs that will be impacted are not just like Pride Parade, MLK, and Juneteenth. Right. That's kind of how they positioning it to make it, fit the narrative of
the superficial stuff.
Yeah,
like
saying that's how they doing with the culture wars. Right. That's superficial stuff. And that's stuff that we can do anyway, right? Like we did it for years without their permission. You know what I mean? I think what's his name? Savelle Brown. He might have been getting like $2 or $3 from the city to do the whole thing when he was doing it.
Or nothing at all.
Or nothing at all.
At the beginning.
And then he had to prove that he was poor in order for them to even say he can do that. But here's the thing though. Programs that are designed for people who are making below a certain income are often tied to race and historic inequalities. So like down payment assistance programs, this is the kind of stuff like the bread and butter, right? So now we promote, because we know that we have been historically disadvantaged, locked out, redlined as it relates to the housing market.
And they redlining now.
They redlining. But they created programs like for down payment assistance, these workforce housing initiatives. Like these are the things that could be attacked. We did a study, I want to say 2021, that showed that Black contractors, out of like millions of dollars of contracts with the city, I think at that time, Black people got like 60,000, which was like 0.something% of the contracts. And so when you're talking about doing business with the city, right? Everybody want to get that city contract. You get a government contract for your business, you could, at some point. And what happened was, because of the disparity that was shown up in the study, they created a minority and small business program, and it created the supplier diversity program. So this caused contracts to be aimed specifically towards Black and minority owned businesses that included women. These programs will also be targeted. That microfund grant that they were celebrating, that microfund program was specifically targeting businesses that were historically disadvantaged. Programs like that would be attacked. The whole South St. Pete CRA. So South St. Pete CRA has an equity focused investment lens. And so because it's focused on historically underserved neighborhoods, Black business corridors, etc., if it includes the word equity or targeted populations, it could be challenged. And the other part of this is the way that they're spooking people is because regular citizens can sue. And so like the government is not riding around looking at your program. They're not doging your programs up. It's people who are in the community saying, wait a minute, I went and applied and they told me that this was for at-risk youth, or this was for a specific neighborhood, or this was for reentry, people. And I'm not at risk. I don't live in a special neighborhood, and I'm not a reentry person. But so they're discriminating against me, and then they file a lawsuit, and then now the law in the state of Florida will be on their side.
I would say use their playbook against them, right? So we know that it's happening, just like when they come in and they say that you have to be for the community when you come and build up apartments. You give a small selection for other people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what it's for, but no, anybody can apply.
And so here's another part of it. So like the neighborhood work that we're doing, the quality of life work, any data-driven efforts that identify disparities between neighborhoods, these are programs now that could be challenged, right? And so
it's more than just a celebration.
Yeah, it's a whole lot more.
It's way more. And again, they always paint the picture to think that is.
Yeah. Oh, it's no big deal because it's just Juneteenth. Or it's no big deal. It's just Pride. And some of us like been saying that too. Well, they give that money to Pride. They don't give it to us. So we okay with them, not doing that. Some of us. You know what I mean? Just being real with you, right? It's people in the community who may not know that. Like Black people would be all right. A lot of Black people would be all right with them defunding Pride for real. And so when you hear that, it don't cause you to like go up in arms. Oh, I ain't with that junk anyway.
Yeah, but when you think about all your programs that's leaving from your neighborhood because it's minority Black, because it's majority Black,
especially the business owners,
and then the unfair of it again is because you can't afford it. Now somebody in a doctor that's in Short Acres or Terra Verde that have millions of dollars in there can now apply for the same thing and get it, and you can't even pay your mortgage. And you're disqualified for it because of your skin color.
And the program that was designed to acknowledge that, because we knew for years, like we locked y'all out. It's like we started the Monopoly game. We ran the board a few times, and then we allowed you to get in. But we had them bought up all of the property, bought up all of the things, and now you keep landing on their spaces, and you have to pay them. Like you already disadvantaged, and so the program was designed to like try and make an uneven playing field a little more even, and now they saying,
and I hate
we have overcome.
Is that like they feel like on the they're handouts, they're lazy, they kind of get up, and everybody's not lazy, everybody's not looking for a handout, but it is true that when you look at, they're not getting the jobs, and there are some that do. Like again, I will say. We go back to the mindset, right? But everybody wasn't poured or was given that chance. Let me say that. Like, because every parent don't pour into their children and tell them that they're great. Every parent doesn't tell them like I want you to do better than me. Every society doesn't hug on you and nurture you to be the best version of yourself. And so when you know better, sometimes you do better, not always. But a lot of times this is your norm. So you think this is what life is supposed to be. And if they could, they would. You know what I mean? Most people, not all. But
when you know better, you do better. And so, keep your eyes on it. That actually is moving forward. You're right, Coach D. Everybody isn't poor. But I've seen some people with financial resources but poor mindsets, and so it's all in how you define it, but keep your eyes open on that one because it is moving forward. I think the governor is set to sign it because the House passed the Senate's version of the bill, and so now I think it's going to Governor DeSantis, and it's going to become the law of the land. I did see this too while we was talking about law. There was a funeral home fraud that I saw. So it's a tough story, but it's also important. A former funeral home owner has been sentenced to 18 years in prison after taking money from families for cremations and in many cases giving them fake ashes instead. So
horrible.
What happened? So Carrie Halford, a former funeral home owner in Colorado, was sentenced to 18 years in prison. Her and her husband hid nearly 2,000 decomposing bodies in a building. Families paid for cremations, but were often given urns filled with concrete mix instead of ashes. In some cases, the wrong bodies were buried. The remains were left to decay for months or even years.
What's the point of it? Like, if you already have the machine to cremate, what is the point of keeping dead bodies? Like, what is
There's something really wrong with you? Yeah.
Like, really, like, what is like? Because I have a dead battery and I want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it in my car.
Yeah.
Why would you want dead bodies just sitting there?
200 decomposing bodies in the building. So they was booming. I wonder what they was charging for these cremations, so-called cremations, because I mean, how you let this thing get to 200? If you think about at body number 4, the body number 6, body number 10.
And for some people,
okay,
with
baby,
religion,
we got 30 bodies back here. How you let it get to 200?
I just don't get it. It makes no sense. Like, it really made and just think about people who believe in like the rituals that need their body to release their souls.
Yeah.
And they thinking that they went to you to get it, and then they did their ceremony, and then they went and they thought they spread the ashes or whatever the case may be to it. That is horrible.
When the whole time you spreading concrete mix
horrible
instead of ashes. So they said the bodies were hold on. So this what you just said. So the impact wasn't just a fraud. They said this was some of the people. It caused deep emotional trauma. Families reported feeling guilt, shame, nightmare, panics. Also feeling like they failed their loved ones because, they entrusted them. One victim said, she took my money, and instead of taking care of my mother, she took care of herself. Some other things that they found. Investigators also found that $130,000 was taken from families through insurance policies, because I guess with the pre-burial, you prepay for your burial. Yeah. So they was prepaid burials. And so when you show up, I guess maybe that was a part of what caused the problems. People prepaid for these services, and then they've already spent that money.
Yeah.
And now you got to deliver on the service that somebody paid for. They might have paid for it 5-6 years ago, 8-10 years ago. And now you got to make that right. And you don't have the money to make it right. So now you just spent the money. You just stacking the bodies up. They also had nearly $900,000 in pandemic relief funds that they spent. They were just doing all kind of stuff. And so the lady said that she was manipulated and abused by her husband. And so she acted out of fear and desperation. But many of the victims rejected that, saying that she knew what was happening and she also chose to participate. So,
I mean, I can understand somebody at fear about something, right?
Yeah.
But if you leave the side of your husband at any point in time and you have freedom to kind of, you can make a call. You can send out a bat signal. You can tell, I can see if you're locked
blow the
up,
whistle or something. Yeah.
But if you have the freedom, because honestly, you be like, somebody walk in, you about
to like get out or something. Like you be mouthing, using signals, like winking, nodding, something. But one of the questions that came up too was like, how do you, like, if this happens to you, how do you even begin to heal from something like this? Like knowing that, now it's out. Now you know that box that you got or that urn that you got is not your loved one. Like, how do you navigate the healing process after something like that?
I mean, once they know the bodies that's in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then somebody can make it right, because they still got to be taken care of. 200? DNA will tell you who they are.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? You have
now you go through the process of
going through the
doing
process
like a proper
and
burial,
actually doing a proper burial and redoing it, which then brings a whole nother wave of trauma.
Yeah.
And grief that hits you again, because like once death hit, there's stages that you kind of go through, and now that reopens and may start that up. What if it's something? Yeah, it's so much in my mind right now.
Like you were saying, just with just certain rituals and certain ways that people do things, like that'll send you spinning for real.
And let me tell you, people will attach stuff to it. Like if you thought you did something right, and then like all these bad things were happening to you, and now you can pin. That's the reason why. Like people will pin it on that.
Yeah. So at least they got some measure of justice. Again, the 18 years in prison is what they got for it, and hopefully that these families can find some relief. So, President Trump.
Okay. Mr. Wig himself.
Yeah. So he done got Russia kind of talking again now. So it was an international news story. He's getting some attention after he made comments suggesting that the U.S. should consider taking or having a stronger control over Cuba, which quickly drew a response from Russia. So what was said? So during some recent remarks, Donald Trump floated the idea that the United States should take a more aggressive stance towards Cuba, language that some interpreted as suggesting greater U.S. control and influence over the island. The comments were not a formal policy proposal, but you know how he do. It don't have to be. And it sparked concern because of the historical sensitivity around Cuba and U.S. involvement. And so Russia immediately responded. They said that they warned against the interference in another country's sovereignty. They warned against escalating the tensions in the area. And Russia has maintained diplomatic and economic ties with Cuba. So it has a stake in how the situation develops, because another part of this mix is when they took the oil from Venezuela. You know, they went over there and was like, run me that, got it. And so now Cuba depends on a lot of that Venezuelan oil, and America is controlling the flow of that. And so with these shortages that are happening, Cuba has been struggling. Like, they just had some blackouts. They had power outages because they got these oil shortages.
Yeah.
And it's causing a lot of unrest on the island. And so now Trump is seeing this as an opportunity to be like, okay, they weak now. We can just take it.
So I'll tell you this. You ever had a pot that you put too much in and you put it in and it started to boil and then it overflows and then you end up losing a lot of it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where we're at right now. Like, you know how we're just everywhere and trying to pull all this stuff in. There's no way that you can manage and do this properly across the board. You know, I think
I think this was in the same press conference, because I saw a clip of it, and it was in the same one when he was talking about how Iran threw them for a loop. Like, they thought one thing was going to happen, and then they was like, well, they started after we attacked them, they started attacking everybody.
Yeah.
Because they operating from like the friend of my enemy is my enemy.
Yes. Yeah,
right.
And so I can't get you. I'm going to get your cousin.
I'm going to get all your people. Like, you got all your people over here. I can't get all the way over there to you yet. But I got all your people around me. And that's what they did. So they launched strikes on like, Qatar and the UAE. And all of these places where America has strongholds. And Trump was like admitting like, we wasn't ready for that. Like, we wasn't prepared. And they were shocked, you know, when they did that. And so, again, to your point about the pot overflowing, it's some things that he's doing where you can cause a reaction that you're really not ready to receive. So,
and he's such a liar.
Oh yeah, come on.
Like it's going great. We gotta like
great. It's the biggest, the greatest, the whatever is.
Everybody's working with us, and nobody's returning. Nobody's returning the email, the phone call, the text message. You're left unread. Like,
for real. And so keep your eyes on that. Again, it's a lot to pay attention to that's going on in the world, and so just keep your eyes on what's happening with Cuba. Again, that's 90 miles away from Florida.
That's not that far.
Yeah, not that far at all.
Not that far at all.
Cubans that are here, and Cubans on the island. So let's see what happens. In other news, I did see that Michael B. Jordan, he won the 2026 Academy Award for his role in Sinners.
He's had an awesome year.
Yeah, well deserved.
Yeah.
If you saw Sinners, then it absolutely was well deserved. And so,
and you know, some people haven't. I was talking to somebody that said, "Did you see Sinners?" I said, "Yes." It's like, I haven't. I say, well, today is a good day to watch it. Yeah. Right. It was cold outside. This was yesterday.
Okay.
And cold, go away.
Yeah, right. That's a whole nother thing. Yeah, we do need cold to go away. And we're gonna talk about that in a minute too. I actually had something on that. So with Michael B. Jordan winning the Academy Award, it is his first award. They're saying it was his first Oscar win, his first nomination, and a major milestone after years of high-profile roles. He won because he played two characters, actually twin brothers in the film, a technically demanding performance that stood out to a lot of the people who made the determination on the Oscars.
You know, when you play two people, it's usually a good sign. Remember when Will Smith did it?
Okay, yeah. Did he win for that? I think he won. He won for playing Serena and them daddy, didn't he?
That was after.
Okay.
That was Serena and daddy came afterwards.
Okay, got you. When he did the Gemini thing.
The Gemini,
okay,
you know.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Look. Kudos.
Yeah, shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Again, well deserved. I was watching the clip and they were saying even like how he held his face. Like one of the twins had dimples and the other one didn't. Like stuff like that. They said he would like change shoes so that he walked different when he do it. Like he really like locked in and pulled that off. And so absolutely well deserved performance for Michael B. Jordan. Speaking of the cold. Where's this thing?
Charlie Funk said he liked the cold. I don't like the cold really ever.
I like a little bit of it, but not in spring.
No, it's 40 degrees when you walk out there. Like you gotta wear coats. Like what is this?
Not in the spring.
People are coming here to enjoy the beach, and now they bundled up.
And then I ain't even people. I ain't coming here. I live here, and I want to enjoy the beach. And now we bundled up. And so yeah, it was a massive storm that's bringing this cold, and it was actually a whole bunch of other weather that brought it in. I was trying to find it. I had it in an
flights
earlier
are being
version.
canceled not only because of the war, but because of the storms and all this other stuff.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Parts of the Midwest and Great Lakes, they got blizzard conditions and multiple feet of like double-digit feet of snow. At the same time, the South and East Coast faced severe thunderstorms and possible tornadoes. Over 100 million people are in areas that were at risk of the storm. Winds of 60 to 75 miles per hour, which are strong enough to knock down power lines and outages. And hundreds of thousands of people had already lost power. Flights have been canceled. Travel is dangerous. Flights being rerouted. I saw one of my Facebook friends said that they had to go somewhere else because the flight to where they were going was just canceled. And so, yeah, they're calling it like a triple threat megastorm, blizzards, thunderstorms, powerful wind. And then I even saw something where it was like heat on the West Coast. So it's like biblical type.
When the earth don't like what you're doing.
Yeah.
This is what it does.
Shaking off its burden.
It do.
Yeah.
I was watching, this is how God and earth like reposition stuff.
Yeah.
I was watching this documentary. Yeah, I know y'all. I've told y'all that like I'm into like the wild and looking at all those documentaries.
Nature, yeah.
Yeah, I watch all those. It's
you
just
and your twin flame.
Yeah.
Twin flame was that was last night and the night before watching Under the Water because that's it's like it's some stuff under that water. They don't know what's under that water. And we was watching the thing with like.
It's so neat.
It's like y'all twin flames for real. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But this is the way that it resets itself and do things like that and get rid of some things that the earth don't want to shake it off, do whatever. Get your life together.
Get your life together. Get your life in order. Prepare for these storms. And that's another part of the block party, right? And why we doing that? Because with this severe weather phenomenon and all of this stuff that's happening, you want to be prepared. And if you're not prepared, you know, your chances of making it through are greater.
Because you see the calm before the storm. Last year we had no storm.
Yeah.
Like it was like quiet.
Yeah.
So and the year before
it was grace. We had a lot of grace last year. And so
so we don't know what's gonna happen.
So you want to be ready. And then
because it's already raining more than it did last year already.
Like you said, it's 40 degrees the third week of March. Like what we talking about, Willis? Yeah. So just be prepared, and we're going to help you prepare. That's part of what we're doing with the block party, helping you get in contact with your neighbors, helping you identify where the resources in the community are. So if there's food, if there's power outages, if there's, you know, transportation barriers, if anything that you need to know, not everything, but as much as we can get to you, we want to make sure that we're connected in the event that something, you know, severe happens. We do have Ask Qiana.
All right, let's ask her.
We'll do Ask Qiana. Let's ask her. Ask Qiana in the last 7 minutes that we have here. We do have a caller. We're gonna take this one, or we're gonna do Ask Qiana because we only got a few minutes. So.
Go ahead, do the Ask Qiana.
Okay, so Ask Qiana is brought to you by the One Community Grocery Co-op. OCGC.coop is a way that you can support. So, dear Qiana, I was done wrong by a family member, not something small. something that really hurt me and changed how I see them. I keep hearing that I need to forgive and that it's for my own peace, and I want that. I don't want to carry this anger forever, but every time I think about what they did, it still hits me the same way. My question is, and it's like multiple questions.
Okay.
My question is, do you have to forgive family just because they're family? Is forgiveness always necessary for healing, or is it okay to move on and protect your peace without fully letting it go? And what does holding on at what point does holding on become harmful? And at what point does forgiveness feel like letting someone off the hook?
Okay, so kind of because you did ask a whole bunch of questions.
You
did. Okay, so forgiveness is really
yeah.
for you. That doesn't mean that you let them off the hook. Like you can still,
Okay.
like I can forgive you and still punish you.
Coco, what's
you know
up?
what I mean? I can forgive you and not let you in my life. Like, okay, like I'm not finna harp on it. We're not finna talk about this anymore. You do you, you do me. That doesn't mean that you have to have them in your circle.
Okay.
Family, it don't matter who they is. This is your world, your orbit, and you determine who is a part of it. You give the grace to who you want to give it to, and who you don't want to give it to, you don't have to.
Okay.
Now where it comes is you can forgive, but it's not up to you to make them feel okay with the things that they did to you. A lot of times you want to go and make, like, you forgive me and you want me to be happy with you again. You want me to make it, I understand like why you did that. No, I don't understand, but I forgive you, but you can't never do that. You can't never get that close to me again.
Yeah.
Because I'm never going to allow you to hurt me like you did.
Right.
Like I can forgive, but not forget.
I think that's really the best way to do it, because you want to learn the lesson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to learn the lesson, and I think that's the if you can remove the pain from the experience, but still have the benefit of the knowledge that come with it, like I think that's wisdom, and that's how you grow.
Yeah.
But what happens is when you hold in the emotions and the energy of it, that's when it's a problem, right?
And what happened is you get stuck at that time.
Yeah.
And you allow somebody else to control your emotions, your happiness. So whenever you go somewhere that trigger you, like they're going on with their life, they ha 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 ha, and you got the mean face. You're uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And then
so this is what it says: is forgiveness always necessary for healing?
I think so.
Okay.
But
think?
That looks different for everybody.
Is forgiveness always necessary for healing? Like, do you have to forgive in order to heal?
Or and I can't tell you what that looks like for you.
Okay.
Right. That's just coming like, and I mean, being real with yourself. Like, you know what? You're just a bad person.
Yeah. You know what? I'm really a forgiving person. I just thought about it in this moment. Like, I forgive a whole lot. I forgive a lot. And I forget too.
That's part of it.
I forgive and I forget. Like when I let go, I really let go. Like I remember a couple of instances where somebody had to remind me of how somebody did me wrong. Mm-hmm. Well, because I'm like engaging and interacting with that person, and he was like, "Man, how can you do that? Remember when he did that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right. He did."
But you want me to tell you?
I forgot all about that.
But a lot of times when you're upset and this is why couples, like, you get in this big old argument, and then as time go on, you realize like it really wasn't that big. You made it bigger than what it was at that point in time. Yeah. And then like you. So,
now look, you got my wheels turning. I got to do some deep self-analysis and self-examination, because I'm talking about remembering and not forgetting the lesson. But I don't forget the lesson, but I forget the experiences. Like it's a lot of stuff it's a lot of people who've done a lot of things to me that you would think that I would remember and I would hold, but I don't have no capacity for that.
Like, because you stay stuck there, and what happens is you're always you stay there, and you're always looking for the person.
I might need to sit down
it.
on somebody's couch and just kind of run through some of this
You're
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, because I forget a whole lot of stuff.
But that's okay, because look at where you.
I don't be remembering cute. Like I really don't be remembering.
It's okay. Because what happens is it allows you to move forward. That's not holding you.
And I'll be gone.
Right. once you start to remember all the things people did to you bad, it starts to anchor you down and hold you in.
That's
and
true.
Then you start to get this grudge for life. And then you start to look for everybody that's doing you wrong and forget all the beauty that's out there.
That's true.
So
Thank you for that.
This is why you don't need
because I'm really like processing this. Like I forget so much stuff.
No, let that go, because what'll happen is it's gonna hold you down. That's gonna be your narrative.
Well, I'm free as a bird because I pick up tomorrow.
That will become your narrative. And do you want that to be?
Nope.
Oh, everywhere I go, somebody trying to. Oh, I see them. They don't want me to do good. No, but there's so many people that do, and so you focus on and look at all the goodness. That even though you could say that these people did you bad, but look at all the people that you did good. So you're gonna let these 10 people dictate. When you got 100 that did you good.
That's true. It's people that's operating in that space, and I'm glad I'm not one of them. But thank you for that, Q, because I just had a moment, so I appreciate it. Say don't dig up if it's not holding you back. Absolutely, Charlie Funk. It's not. It's just interesting because I'm up here preaching one thing, but I practice something different because I forgive and forget. I move on.
Sometimes
I move on, buddy. And so and it'd be interesting because I see people who maybe think that I haven't moved. You know, when people be like, I guess they call it funny acting. They be acting real funny, and then that's when I remember, oh yeah, they acting like that because they did me wrong. Ain't nothing I did. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's 9:00 and already it goes fast when you're having fun. And so we got a lot of great things coming up. Make sure that you tap in on Freestyle Friday. We'll see y'all then. If you missed the earlier part of the show, go back and check it out. Up next, we got Sister Hughes.
Lose your shoe.
Shout all around the house. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
And we out.
Bing, bing.